you are. Now, you said, and I'm going to, we spoke in Russian about that, but I will try to render it into good English. You said that the lexical approach, to sum it up, is not just about memorizing and drilling those phrases, right? It's about factoring in certain things. For example, lexical precision, appropriacy, tone, which is an intention, yeah? Colligation, set uses, and the list goes on. I think it makes perfect sense to have you walk us through the, intricacies of all of those things. Let's start with your idea of the lexical approach again, and those terms, okay?
Absolutely. Yeah. Thank you very much for phrasing it in this elaborate way. I think I did actually worse when it was doing that. Thank you. So the thing is that lexical approach, the way I view it is, I can't even think of talking about it as something effective or ineffective or marketing or, some ploy to sneak you into buy new books or whatever. But this is just something that works. It does work, and I do not really care what we call it if it works, okay?
Right.
So, and may I just start a little bit from afar, so to speak,
Have at it.
the lexical approach. And I think before we get started on this one, before we get started on the lexical approach, we have to understand how language actually works as a system, right? Yeah. And we know that, I'm going to talk about super brainy stuff. Don't care if you struggle to follow me.
Go for it.
In some human words. And the thing is that it all stems from theories of how we actually learn a language, right? How humans learn a language. You remember that previously we had this theory by Chomsky that language consists of grammar, which is universal, and we even have some tool in our brain which kind of has this grammar embedded and installed, and then you kind of take this grammar and throw some words into this grammar. The way Hildella puts it is absolutely fantastic. It's like you give your students grammar, then you give them vocabulary, and then you kind of expect them to perform some alchemistry to connect everything together. But now things have changed, and we have this cognitive perspective, and within cognitive perspective, we know that language is acquired as any skill by a person, like using your brain, using your cognitive abilities. And language is viewed as a complex thing, and we can't actually separate grammar from lexis because they act together. And this is where actually chunks stem from. Here we can start talking about kind of colligation, grammar that is embedded into some phrase. We know that virtually and theoretically we can take a word and use it in any tense, right? But this might seem awkward, okay? Because native speakers, general language doesn't work like that. For example, let's take this a nice phrase, the verb to take aback, right? But theoretically, we can't use it actively, take aback, but who uses that actively? Nobody. We often say, I was taken aback, he was taken aback, I'm totally taken aback, or he was taken aback. My friends seem to be taken aback by my success or something, right? So this is it. It's passive, and we only get to know that from chunks, right? Because chunks help us, so to speak. I hate this phrase, but I often have to say this. They help us kind of kill two birds with one stone. We learn lexis and grammar together. So this is quite a nice thing, right? So when it comes to, again, appropriacy, same stuff. I remember you're absolutely marvelous stream with Paul, and you were talking about this idiom cup of tea, and we often use it in negation, right? It's not my cup of tea. I do not say it's my cup of tea. Yeah, I can, but it would be weird, right? So I say it's not my cup of tea because this is again some sad grammar, and these are only chunks that actually help us realize that. It's one thing. When it comes to appropriacy, I can come back to the phrase that I randomly picked from my notes, past years, and it was something like, this has put a chill on their relationships. Right? So I do not say put a strain, though it is possible, but I say put a chill because I want to be a little bit more precise. It's not that the people were kind of, pressurized, but they somehow become, cold to each other, right? So put a chill on their relationships. It's about precision. It's about how precisely you can phrase your feelings, ideas, and all that stuff. And the thing is that even now that I'm quite hopefully proficient in language, I know that I would never, ever created this phrase on my own. Come on, that's impossible, I believe. right? So
Agreed.
absolutely. Or something like, you know, some time ago in my course, I taught my wonderful students in chunk. So kind of this teacher inspired me to greater efforts, right? Inspired to greater efforts. Okay, everyone knows inspire from elementary, it seems to me. Everyone knows effort or efforts from pre-intermediate or something. But how much can it take us to think of this preposition, inspire somebody to great effort? Very little, and even at proficiency level, we might not know that. But come on, why wreck your brains about that? You just go, you see something nice, and you kind of steal this for your own language command. Yeah, inspire somebody to greater effort. So, and that does the trick. And this is, again, this is appropriacy, right? So these are all the things that we do with the help of lexical approach when grammar is connected with lexis, right?
I like the way Hugh Deller once said, it's, first of all, English is a chunk-based language, and any other language, right? And also, a chunk is some sort of vocabulary with grammar embedded. I like it. You know, I just remember it instantly, and it makes perfect sense. Never a true word spoken. I mean, whatever you're saying right now, I would just second that every second of the talk. Let's move on with